This is the Wisconsin River, and this is directly upstream of Lake Wisconsin. That's basically the entryway into Lake Wisconsin. That's Lake Wisconsin over here. And this is kind of like coming out of a little town. And this is one of the many boat launches on the town. So the water I checked is actually at least 6-7 feet deep off the dock here. It's fairly deep. We're going to get a couple of bait poles out here, one over there in this kind of like shallow area to see if anything's over here at night. And hopefully we can actually get something. We'll also be casting off here to see if we can get some bait. We got some night crawlers, that's all we got, but we're also going to be slinging for some bait. I don't know if I see any minnows here, but I'm sure they'll like come into like some of this area at night, especially like the beach area over here. So we're going to cast out as far as we can from the dock over there and over there, and then we're going to see what we can actually get, because the water does drop off pretty deep. So let's see if we can get any fish here. I don't think anyone's actually using the dock here today because I don't see any cars lined up here or anything, but we will see. Got one over there, straight out there. Now I'm gonna toss one like towards the shallow water, because the islands over there, the water's like 2 or 3 feet deep. Here it's at least 9 or 10 feet deep. So the meeting between deep and shallow is usually a really good place to fish for fish. I'm gonna put it in this concrete block right here because, nope, it's not stable. Going to figure out a place in these rocks that I can just jam it where it won't just die on me. That hole's kind of weird, but this one should be good. Yeah, let's stick it in there and hopefully we can get a fish soon. I got a fish. I'm gonna walk over to this bank because I can just pull it up on this deeper water over here. There seems to be a ton of fish. Essentially, this is definitely a fish. There seems to be a ton of fish like out towards over there where the shallow water meets the deep water. So that's where I'm gonna keep throwing. I think, is it a gato fish? Yeah? It's a drum, it's a drum. All right, that's kind of what I thought it was. It's a decent sized freshwater drum. Not much to write home about, but I'll take a drum as my first fish. At least didn't get deep hooked. Got plenty of bait at least. Plenty of freaking bait. Decent sized freshwater drum. All right, first fish, we're gonna let them go, but if we catch a couple more, we're definitely using them for bait. All right, the first fish of the day. We usually let the first fish of the day go. And they're kind of all over here because it's where the deep water meets the shallow water. So we're gonna just let this guy go and he's gonna swim right off. See ya, drum. That first one got hit pretty quickly. So we're gonna toss a bobby garland out. We might toss something else out in a while, but I want to try the smaller bait first because there are a bunch of small drums over here, I think, and maybe we'll get like a smaller white bass as well. I don't know. I haven't caught a white bass. I haven't caught a big white bass in a while. I've caught some small ones, but wouldn't mind one right now, definitely. Wouldn't mind like a smallie or a white bass biting right now. So I might just kind of go with the other lure as well, but that was a drum very, very quickly. Something annihilated my minnow bait. It's a bass, I'm pretty sure. My minnow lure got annihilated. Is it a smallie? Yeah, it's a smallie. All right, it's got some power for being so small. I thought it might be bigger, but smallmouth bass, not too bad, off the dock. Definitely very tiny smallmouth bass, not even a pound. But, oh man, blew it up right next to the dock. Right next to the dock. All right, second fish of the day, smallmouth bass. Not bad at all. I've got a smallmouth bass, nice right off the dock. Not very big, but still nice bronze back. All right, that was a nice catch right off the dock. Probably gonna try tossing very shallow again. Gonna be a good release too. Easy release. There you go, smallie. Right back into the water. This is the cheap Walmart lure I use for the smallmouth. It's a tiny little shadfish. I think we can get more fish off of this. A lot of these fish are actually really, really shallow, so I'm just gonna launch like not towards the deep end, but just around the shore area. I would think on a hot day that some of the fish are definitely like deeper, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like they're actually really, really close, a lot of them. I'm actually gonna just probably go over there on the edge because they seem to actually like hiding among the rocks. That was a nice surprise on a smallmouth bass, actually. I haven't caught a decent bass in a while. I mean, that one wasn't really all that decent, but it was a good bass. It's not quite a pound, but I'll take it. Let's swing towards the boats over there and see what we can get. Zebco, 202 rod actually, with a very, very small, fitted on with a slightly larger reel. That's just 10-pound braid, which is what the Zebco came with. But the spin cast thing sucked. So definitely we are using a heavier reel, but with the same strength line, which is kind of weird. But this thing came on Amazon, spooled with 10-pound mono, so I'm gonna use it until I run out, and then I'm gonna replace it with like 20-pound braid or something. But yeah, got me a smallmouth bass, very, very nice. Switched over to the flicker shad, upgraded to a bigger bait, and we're gonna see if anything takes the flicker shad. Because that smallie took that fairly small bait, but the flicker shad is a much more substantial bait, and it's much more noticeable in the water as well. So maybe tossing it way out there and get some fish. Oh, got one. Oh man, just spit that out. Did you see that? That's pretty insane. It's a little too big. Flicker shad was a little too big for it to actually hook on. I don't know what that fish was, but there's plenty of, it does seem like there's a lot of them out there. So maybe we'll get another fish soon. That wasn't a drum, that was probably a white bass. Wish I had something slightly smaller than this. I think we got another one. That's a fish. Feels pretty small though. So I'm also just gonna take it over on this dock to pull it in. So, because there are some reeds. There are definitely a couple of reeds over here. That's a fish. Is that another drum? Smaller drum maybe? That's a smaller drum. I think that'll make pretty good cut bait actually. It's a little too big for live bait, but it'll make excellent cut bait. If I get one like a third of this size, I will go for some live bait, or half this size. All right, good bait, good bait. A nice bloody drum head on tap, and we're gonna launch it out into the depth to actually get, hopefully, a big fish. That's not the way I wanted to launch it. We're gonna launch it that way, into where the sun actually is. But yeah, sun's still pretty high. I think it's like 7, but it's still pretty high right now. But I'm lucky I picked up the small drum because I didn't want to cut up a big one. So launch us out there. I don't think it has to be that deep. That's pretty deep. It's like probably like 15, 20 feet. It's good enough for a big fish. All right, folks, we're gonna throw the angry diving Rapala. Fish do bite this? I don't think the white bass actually will, because I think it's a little bit bigger. But maybe there's like a smallie or something here that we can bank on biting this. It is a pretty good bait. Ooh, that was a pretty big fish coming up. So I don't think that was a carp. That looked like a predatory fish. My line is that way, but I don't think that I'm gonna cross my line. If I do, I can just toss my line out again. Anyways, that's an excellent cast. Let's see if we can get this sucker. All right, we got one. Got one. It's not big. I didn't think like something that small would actually eat, but it did. It did. Was that a pike? Is that a white bass? Oh, that's a smallie. Oh, that's a nice smallie actually. Yeah. I'll bring it back to the dock. Bring it back to the dock. Nice smallmouth. Very nice smallie. All right, swimming under the dock, but just gonna get him out. So yeah, I guess I needed that bait. It's gonna get caught there. There we go. It's not bad. Someone else's string, but I got it. All right, there we go. There we go. Nice smallmouth bass. Probably like a little bigger than the other one. About a pound or so. About a pound or so. Not bad. Not bad. Smallmouth bass, slightly bigger than the last one. Decent third fish of the day. Hooked on the lip, a little bit bleeding, but he'll be fine. All right, let's let this guy go. Gotta let all these fish and keep them healthy so they can grow bigger. There you go, fish. Yeah, swims right off. All right, back to fishing. There seems to be a really good amount of smallies here. No largemouth, but very, very nice smallmouth here. So yeah, they're chasing the bait fish everywhere. So there's probably several of them around. So we're just gonna keep fishing with this. Just throw it like out there and have it come in. You need something that goes a little bit deep for the smallies though, because they're not shallow, and the white bass are not, it's not quite time for the white bass yet. But the smallies are definitely here, and they can get pretty big too. So keep fishing for the smallmouth bass. Oh, pole is moving. pole is moving. Oh, there you see, that pole moved. All right, let's get this fish. Feels okay. Probably just another drum. Don't need a bigger one, but definitely would like a smaller one to act as live bait. Just bringing up on the dock, because the dock's fairly deep. It's not heavy, but it's definitely heavier than the last one. That's probably a bigger drum, just by the way it's fighting. Oh no, it's a smallie. That is a smallmouth bass. That's really interesting. Usually I don't get smallies picking up my bottom bait, but smallie, not bad, not bad. That's the third one I've rigged in for the day. Smallmouth bass. Not very big though. Definitely not very big, but nice bass. Very, very nice bass. I like it. I'm waiting for a big one to destroy my bait, but smallmouth bass again. Right there, smallmouth bass. Look at that. A nice bronze back again. Another smallie, third one of the day. I think I had like 5 or 6 bites so far, but very, very nice smallie. This place is full of them. All right, smallie, I'll see you later. Back in the water you go. Well, this might be one of those days where I don't catch one gato fish, but I catch like a dozen or so smallmouth bass, which would be okay. It's like a break from the usual gato fishing these days. I think I'm gonna switch to more of a, maybe like a shad lure soon. Or not like a shad lure, but like a bigger like type of flicker shad that just sits on top of the water, because the smallmouth are definitely coming down up from underneath to actually hit the bait. So I think a flicker shad would actually work pretty well here. Oh well, having a pretty good day. 1 drum and 3 smallmouth bass so far. Sun's getting low, which means more bass soon hopefully. And maybe, just maybe, you'll get a big gato fish. That's really what I'm hoping for, a big flathead. The deep channel is probably like 13 feet, like over 10 foot deep. And then the sandbar part's like 2 feet deep. So there's a big drop off. That's probably where all the fish are. Well, we hit a bit of a drought after that last fish. So we got our baits out and hopefully get a big gato fish. Something took the gigantic pole. Feels heavy. I think it's gato. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it feels gato. Wait, let me go get the net, because thankfully I have 65-pound braid here, so I'm not really that afraid of, you know, the gatoing falling off, because I don't want to lose the fish. Don't really want to lose the fish due to this, so it's okay. Big fish, big gato-ish fish. I can just keep it on the, yeah, you see that? Yeah, it's strong, bro. This fish is strong. And I threw this one close to shore, so I'm really hoping it's a flathead. But whatever it is, it's huge. So there are gato fish here. Maybe, don't know how gato it is, but dang, it does feel pretty large. This one feels heavy. This one is not like it's not one of those like 5-pound fish. At least I don't think it is. I'm actually really, really bad at gauging size. Oh, I just ate a bug, that was bad. But oh man, that's what I've been waiting for. It's coming into the shallows. I gotta keep it away from the dock because I don't want to wrap it up. I don't want it to wrap up. But it's pulling downward pretty hard. There it is. It's running now. It's running now. It's running now. Oh yeah, this one was pretty close to, is it a flathead or a channel? I think it's probably a channel, but it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. It's 65-pound braid, so I don't think it's gonna break off. Yeah, it's a channel. Man, I was hoping like, it's a blue gato fish, but no, it's a channel. It's pretty decent though. It's a decent channel catfish. Definitely pretty decent. So 3 smallies, 2 drum, and this channel right here. Definitely a pretty good haul. Pretty darn good haul. This one, I don't think it's like huge, but it's definitely not a small fish. It's definitely not small. Let me tell you that. It's decently big. Oh man, I was really hoping this was a flathead. It's trying to go under the dock. I can't let it do that. Man, it's not giving up. This is one heck of a fight. One heck of a fight indeed. But this is my strongest pole, so it shouldn't really be that much of a problem. Not breaking 65-pound braid. It's a decent sized one. I think it may not even be 10, honestly. But that's fine. That is perfectly fine, even if it's not 10. Oh, okay, come on. Come on. It's a submarine, though. Man, I really wish Wisconsin had blues. Because this kind of Wisconsin River, Lake Wisconsin, this area, be prime blue habitat. But we just got channels, and that's fine. Channels are fine. Channels are cool. It's not as big as blues. Water's like probably 10 feet deep here, so I can't really go down on this. In the net, my friend. Yes, yes. Probably like 8, 10, well, it's probably like 10 plus channel gato fish. Definitely not the biggest of the year, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Well, look at what we have. 9.5 pounds. Hold still, gato fish. Channel gato fish. All right, first one of the night. Very late, maybe the only one of the night. So not a bad fish, not a bad fish at all. That's a little weird. In warmer weather, to revive fish, it takes a little longer generally. Minnows are probably pretty nervous with a big catfish here. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. Just needed a couple minutes of revival, and we're good. That was a really fun trip. I mean, we got 3 smallies. I probably could have caught a lot more if I just actually used had a better swim bait or a smaller flicker shad. There's a lot of smallies there. I saw some pretty big blow-ups, but I only got a couple of small ones. But I'm sure you can get a lot of smallies if you actually just fish with different lures until you get one right. Mine caught like a lot of like the plastic swimming lures, but if I had a couple more curly tail grubs or squiggly tails or like small divers, I probably could have caught a lot more. And I got a gato fish. I got several gato fish bites after dark actually, but that was the only one that really stuck on because I think the others were just too small. Also a lot of drum there, so a lot of fun fishing off that ramp. It's kind of like near the entryway to Lake Wisconsin. There's actually 2 ramps there. I didn't try the second one. But yeah, exploring new spots on the Wisconsin River, just like small fishing ramp areas, definitely a winner. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys later.